Hey everybody, what is up? It is Michelle with Sweet Pea Farm NY, and it is a beautiful sunny day here in November. We are having a little bit of a heat wave. It is like day 7 of 60, 70 degree weather. So we have been getting a lot of stuff buttoned up for the winter around here, because normally in November it's more like 40 degrees if we're lucky. And it was at the end of October, like Halloween was like 43 degrees and cold. We had some snow. And then we got this little heat up. So it's been a great little blessing. We've been getting a lot done. And one of the biggest questions I have on the channel is, how do I keep the animals warm in the winter? Because in upstate New York, it gets really cold. Like in February, January, we can have wind chill, like negative 40 degree weather. That's not too uncommon. So people ask us all the time, how do we keep our animals warm and get them to survive through the winter? So that's what we're gonna talk about today. So we are blessed to have this big, beautiful barn. It is a metal barn. It is not insulated. It is not heated. It is just a metal barn. So we keep the animals in here in the winter on days when the wind chill is super bad or if it's snowy out. The sheep do go outside in the winter. If it's a nice day, we just put hay out on the snow for them to eat, and they're happy as a clam. The sheep are kept well fed so that they have a decent layer of fat. They're usually heavily pregnant until January and February, and plus they have their wool. So the sheep are very well insulated and they stay very happy inside or outside. We just do bring them in for lambing, of course, and we keep them in the barn to make sure that when it's super cold out, they are not, out in the wind, just for the sake of getting their wool all soaked and frozen and everything. The goats will stay in the barn. Matt's already moved them in with the first snowstorm we had. They will stay in until there's grass again in April. So they'll be eating hay and grain. You can see them even eating their bedding right now because they're goats. So they will stay in, as well as the baby piglets will stay in the barn until they reach full maturity, the ones that we kept. And the adult pigs stay out. The chickens stay out, and they have a coop that they can go in, and the pigs have a house they can go in, but they all stay outside and they just have fresh, dry bedding. So we're getting the pens ready now to bed down and get the sheep moved in, because today is our last warm day. Tomorrow we're gonna have warm weather, but some rain, and then it drops back down to highs of 40s and 50s. So we're getting prepared to move the big flock in, and the first step for preparing their bedding pack, which is how we keep them warm, is to put a heavy layer of lime. You can see the white powder on the ground. This whole pen has been limed pretty heavily, and we will do that, leave the lime all day to kind of sit there. And then tonight, before we bring the ewes in, we'll put several layers of wood shavings down, because the wood shavings have a higher carbon content and they absorb a lot of moisture. But then on top of the wood shavings, we'll put straw, because the sheep have wool, and I hate having the shavings in their wool. It makes it really nasty to clean out. So the shavings are just there as a layer of absorbency, and then the straw goes on top. So we will spend all winter reapplying those layers of lime, shavings, and straw. And with time and the sheep, stepping on the bedding, it will compact it down, and that'll form a bedding pack. And with the heat from the manure and the urine from the sheep and goats and the carbon from the wood shavings and the straw, it will produce heat as it decomposes. And so that bedding pack will actually heat the sheep underneath. They will lay on it, and it is warm if you put your hand near the bedding pack. So the sheep will stay in there. When each one lambs in that main pen, we pull the mom and baby out. They get put into their own jug or a little tiny pen for them to bond for about 48 hours or so, depending on the situation. And then they go into a brood pen where the moms and babies are in a group with a creep pen. And all of those pens, we use the bedding pack method. So along with the barn and the wool and the fat layer, or just the fat layer on the goats, the bedding pack really creates another source of heat for the sheep. And then in the spring, we go through with the tractor and gut that whole thing out, spread it on the field, plant our pumpkins in it, and put a new layer of gravel down just to sanitize the whole barn. And that really helps keep the farm moving along, as far as, we use the bedding pack, heats the sheep, keeps them warm, and it's all kind of a nice self-serving circle. We're not, destroying anything by doing that, and we're really keeping the sheep comfortable, which is our priority. We want the sheep to be comfortable so that they can carry their babies to term and then have nice big healthy babies and feed their babies well. And to do that, they have to stay comfortable. We do have great success lambing in January and February, even though it's our coldest months, because the lambs are born, and when they're hungry, they eat a lot. So they grow quickly, and it makes it very good. So we can lamb in January and have lambs ready for the Easter market, which is a good target to have. So that really helps us with the marketing of our farm. We do a lot of direct sales here, but we also do send a select few to the sale barn down in Pennsylvania at Easter time, and that helps us to cover the cost of butchering for the upfront USDA costs, which can be pretty hefty depending on how many you send. It's our anniversary today.
It is.
How many years have we been together?
12.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to be together 13?
Yeah, I don't know. You tell me.
So part of the key to keeping the bedding nice is using the right stuff. So we buy shavings locally at the feed store, and then ahead of time in the fall, we search Craigslist and usually try to stock up on some nice straw. This is straw we bought from a local farm this year. We bought as much as he would sell us, and it's much cheaper to buy it off the farm rather than going to the feed store. It's usually $7 a bale in upstate New York. Versus like $3 or $4 off the farm. Straw is a much better bedding material to use than hay. Hay is dried grass, so it's much finer, and the hay is also like longer strands versus the straw that's chopped up into shorter. So when you go to clean it, it's much easier to scoop up the straw bedding that's been compacted down versus hay that's longer strands, and it likes to intermesh and come up in bigger sheets, and it's a bigger pain in the butt to clean up. So really, that's all we do is keep our animals fed well, keeping the sheep and goats fed lots of hay and a couple of meals of grain keeps them ruminating, which keeps them, warm to be eating and digesting, and then keeping them on that bedding pack that's decomposing, creating heat underneath them, and keeping them dry. And that's really all they need. They stay very comfortable. They acclimate very well. It's hard on them if the weather changes, so this might be a little bit weird to go from 70s to 40s, but they'll acclimate and they'll be just fine. And even the little baby lambs and the tiny chickens do it just fine. We don't use any heat lamps or any outside sources of heat for lambs or chickens or anything on the farm for a couple of reasons. One is the risk of a barn fire petrifies me. I know that Premier does make some really great products that are safer, and I do have a couple of the carbon fiber heaters that Premier makes, and I have used them before, but I find that really in the long run, once the lambs get dry and learn to eat, they stay warm. Same with the kids. They stay warm by keeping their belly full and staying close to their moms, and we don't really need them, so it's not worth the risk. I've never had a lamb that was healthy and well die from being cold. Usually if that happens, it's because there was a bigger problem, like they weren't doing well for another reason or something. So it's definitely an extreme climate here in upstate New York in the winter, and it's from usually November to April we have really cold temps. This year we've been blessed with a little lengthen in the warm weather, but it won't be for long, and the animals will acclimate and learn to stay warm, and we'll keep them comfortable. That's our priority as their farmers, to keep them well fed and well bedded, dry, and they'll stay happy. I do need to introduce this new ferocious beast that we've brought on the farm. This is our new LGD, or Livestock Guardian dog. She came from a farm downstate, almost like in Pennsylvania, and we picked her up last weekend. Matt and I drove down and got her. She is 11 weeks old now. Her name is Temple, after the amazing Temple Grandin, however we say her last name. She's super low-key. She's very different kind of dog. She's not like, a dog that we've had before. And she really likes to be in the barn and with the animals, so that's where she stays. And as she grows, her purpose will be to protect all the livestock here on the farm from predators, both on the ground and in the air. So we're really enjoying her. She's a very quiet guardian breed. She's not barky, just for no reason. And she's a beautiful dog, and she's very sweet and low key. So we're really having fun with her. We just got her a Seresto collar because I'm wondering if those are fleas that are bothering her. So I don't know. She does live out in the barn. So hi, Temp. Are you a good girl? She does not like car rides. When we brought her home, she was unhappy and stressed out, but she's happy now. She likes to be on the farm with her animals and her kids. Huh? Are you happy, girl? Are you happy, puppy? Tired? It's a rough life for Temple. Huh? So we do plan to get Temple a friend in the future. She will have another shepherd to work with so that she can have a partner if something were to come on the farm that were bigger. She would have a helper in guarding the flock so that she wouldn't be on her own. Usually the guard dogs do work best in pairs, so we're on the lookout for a good companion for her that will work well with her in the future. So that's it for today, guys. I just wanted to answer that question that I get so often about how we keep the animals warm in our very, very cold climate. And it's really not any more difficult than it is to keep the animals cool in a really hot climate. We just kind of learn what's best for them and keep them comfortable and clean and well fed. And they do a really great job thriving in our very frigid upstate New York winter. So I hope this helped answer your questions. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll talk to you later, guys.